We definitely want to be the center for excellence and a brand to reckon with when it comes to children intervention and training for children with special needs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of IT. My name is Sanjay Chakrabarti. I'm the founder of Tag8. I'm absolutely delighted to have the first time on this chat series a social entrepreneur, my batchmate from college, Kavitha George, who runs a non-profit organization called Communicare Education and Training. Kavitha, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, Sanjay, for having me over on this chat show and giving me this opportunity to speak. And it's a pleasure, always a pleasure chatting up with an old friend.
Likewise, absolutely. So let me shoot the first question out. One breath question, as you know, the series format. Who is Kavitha?
Kavita is a simple, fun-loving, compassionate go-getter. And I think I've always thought of myself as unstoppable and seize the moment kind of a person. Apart from this, I'm a mother, wife, daughter, and of course, a social entrepreneur. And trying to do justice as much as I can in all of the roles and in all that I do.
Awesome. Kavitha, tell us something about Communicare.
Yes. So Communicare Education and Training is the intervention and training division of Council for Diversibility, which is the nonprofit organization. And our entire endeavor is to have a more inclusive society. What I mean by that is there are a lot of children who are facing neurological, psychological, physical disabilities, disorders. And a lot of time is lost because they have not got intervention or the right guidance. Parents have not got the support at the right time. And I learned this from my personal experience, and what started as an emotional pain point has now translated into my work when my own daughter, my second daughter, is a child with special needs. So, our entire focus is to make these children more functionally independent, to give every support to the parent emotionally within a society, and to make them included and integrate them into a society in a meaningful manner, because these children grow up to be adults and we see that somewhere along they are lost. They don't know what is to be done. Therefore, the work is very, very large. If I were to take a broad aspect of it, however, we are starting with baby steps. We are evolving as we go along, and that's to tell you about Communicare and our work.
Outstanding. Kavitha, I had always had this thing in mind that, from a parent perspective and in the real initial stages, as you said, if say you are blessed with a special child, what is it that, what is the advice you have for them? That's one side of it. And secondly, as a community, what is the advice for us and people in general, that how do you deal with that situation? I mean, say, you have a special child in the building society or wherever you interact with a special child. What is your thoughts around it?
So my first thing is the latter part of your question is when you term a child as a special child, um, let that not special be construed as somebody you should be staying away from, or somebody you should differentiate. Special truly means special. So how do you make somebody feel special? How do you think of special with a loved one? Your mom is special, your dad is special, your child is special. So with this child, I think for any special individual, more than anything, it's just compassion, love, and no differentiation from anyone else. So I get these questions, but how would you respond when you see a child, a baby? It's exactly the same way. You say a hi, you say a hello, and you just say whatever comes into your heart. If you think, oh, are you having a good day? That's good enough. So
Yeah.
that's the latter half. And of course, as a parent, it's very, very trying. But I believe in the power of education when I say that when you have a situation which is different from normal, and a lot of people do not understand that, I think it's very important to get oneself educated just to make the right decisions at the right time and to understand right from wrong. Because as parents, we are the only constant in the child's life. Doctors come and go out, therapists come on, there will be neighbors, even very close family members who advise. Ultimately, we are responsible for our own child, and therefore, it's not to be looked at as a burden or, too much of stress, but take responsibility for the actions and believe that you've taken the best decision you knew and you could at that point of time. So that's my advice for parents.
Right. So, Kavita, I've always seen you extremely, extremely positive in terms of the interactions that we've had, though they're limited, and also just following you on some of the social media sites. What is the secret sauce of being positive all the time?
So there are multiple things I rely on. One is a huge grounding factor of mine is spirituality. I don't think I would have been able to do this without that aspect of me. So I definitely rely on my God and understanding that everything that happens for a reason. And we have to accept it and move forward. Second thing is, of course, you know it, and all those who know me very well, I am a dancer, and I love, there's nothing that is as therapeutic as dancing for me. And I hugely depend on that. So you will find two sides of me. One is an educationist, and one is a complete fun loving dancer. I never leave an opportunity, and I will dance till I die. That keeps me going. Yeah, and I think life's too short. Everything this too shall pass, as we say. So I guess we have very less time, make the most out of it. And our vibes rub on our entire family, even my children, my husband. So I think make it fun, make it memorable.
That really sounds great. Kavita, on that note, let me ask you, what is that one big learning that you've had? You've been running this venture for the last 10 years. What is that learning that you'd like to share with the rest of us?
Yeah, so there have been various learnings, okay, but I would like to share a couple of them. One is I got into this purely with a passion and emotion to reach out, help children and parents, little knowing there are so many other things that are so difficult administratively, logistically, and many a times there are trying moments and emotions. Definitely. I mean, everyone thinks of an NGO or thinks of this kind of work, the work that I'm doing as, yeah, this is, from the heart. But, I realize the heart is one aspect, but there is a practical, transactional side to it. And that's been my huge learning. And I'm changing that because that needs to change. So every time emotions don't work, and there should be something tangible which everyone gets, because no one is as motivated as you are. And the second thing is, no matter what the big designations or the work experience everyone comes from, nobody knows your venture, your business as much as you do, and trust in yourself more than anyone else. Big designations is not equivalent to excellent deliverables. So I think it's about being there, getting dirty, getting to the grassroots level, and you will see things fall in place.
Yeah, that's
But it
outstanding.
takes time.
Yeah, I echo that completely, considering that I've been a lifelong consultant, and it was only after starting my own venture that I realized that what it takes to run an enterprise. So completely in line with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So Kavita, last question: where do you see Communicare in 8 months and 8 years?
So Communicare has been a baby which is, taken time to grow, and I've let it be like that, as I told you, because there was a lot of learning, there was a lot of things attached to it. And we got it, you know, got into intervention exactly the day there was a lockdown, so it was COVID time, and we've learned a lot, but I am very happy to say we've come a long way. And in about a year's time, we've got two functional centers, school happening. We are looking at the third one early next year, and I'm hoping in the next 8 months we are a good 4 5 centers or school in Mumbai. That's my, but without compromising on quality. So I am not hard pressed for quantity, or my focus is really on quality service, and there's never going to be a compromise on that. So we are evolving a lot, yeah. And 8 years down the line is something which I'm super excited about. My eyes are fixed on that. But we definitely want to be the center for excellence and a brand to reckon with when it comes to children intervention and training for children with special needs, and to make the society a more inclusive society. I do believe that there will be a lot of people, good people, who are probably nowhere associated or remotely associated with this, also being part of it, and in their own way trying to make a difference in the society for these children and adults.
That's splendid, Kavita. In fact, I shared with you my first cousin. He died a couple of years back, and indeed he was a special child, and the most special to all of us. He was clearly, without any doubt, the most loved by all, and that's my closest experience. And that's the reason I was very keen to connect with you and have this chat. The other, recently I also forwarded that to you. I have a very,
Yes.
we have a very close family friend, and I was absolutely delighted to see that their child had this whole, she's kind of her artwork, and she's really good at it. In fact, one of our another friends actually taught her art, and she's now groomed into someone who has her own designer line. So that was on display.
Wow.
And so I really feel at times that my cousin, and I'm talking like almost 40 years back, obviously was in a very different place at that point of time, and frankly we didn't have much that we could do, so we kind of played along his whole life. And that was one set. But I'm so glad that you have someone like you right now, and because of which so many more people can get a lot of good things happening. And a classic example is this other friend whose daughter has her own designer line, which is really outstanding.
No, thank you, Sanjay. And I do believe, just as you have reached out, and I thank you for that. I'm so grateful. I know that you, in your own way, will be one of the biggest advocates. And like yourself, there are many others. It's just about connecting, and that's the beauty of it. That there is a inherent goodness in everyone. Your purpose, your passion will be differ, but even if there are a few amongst whoever I speak with who decide to make that difference, I think our society will be so much more different and inclusive. So that's definitely something that I believe, and I know you will be there, in this journey.
Absolutely. I will be more than happy to contribute wherever I can, starting with this. I hope a lot of people see it and reach out to you. Thanks so much again for coming in, and
Thank you.
we'll be in touch.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.